your ideal target for Bitcoin by the end of this year? What do you think? Has XRP bottomed in your view? And what is your likely or ideal target for XRP by the end of this year? Guys, hello and welcome. We're joined here by my good friend and trader, Zak Mir of at Zak's Traders Cafe. Zak is by far one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to the charts and technical analysis, and is also very keen on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. But I want to ask his opinion. What does Zak think about what's happening on Bitcoin? Some analysts think, for example, that Bitcoin could go to 200K this year. Is he of the same view? Is he very bullish? And also, we'll try our best to cover XRP if we have some time as well. All right, guys, join us. Okay, welcome back. Zak, thank you very much indeed. By the way, Zak, before I start, I recently played a video from you to a friend of mine, and she said to me that you have by far one of the sexiest voices out there. She said your voice is very charming and very, very sexy. But I think I can see her point of view, by the way. I can see her point of view.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm wondering why I haven't been hired by by radio. I've got a face for radio anyway, so I haven't been hired by major news radio organizations to narrate the news or just tell bedtime stories. I mean, whatever.
By the way, you used to joke. I don't know whether you're serious or a joke, but you used to say that I was the younger version of yourself.
Well, aren't you special?
I don't know if you still hold this view. I've grown quite old and
younger, better, cleverer, better hair, just thinner, just everything. Just like a superior version of myself.
Oh no. You're too kind. That's trouble with you. You're too kind. You're too kind to me.
The younger brother I never had.
That's very kind. Thanks very much. I do appreciate it. I mean, I consider this an honor to be considered as a brother to you. Thank you very much, Zak. By the way, guys, make sure you do follow Zak on his Twitter feed, on his X feed. Go to @Zak's Traders Cafe. A tremendous amount of great material that Zak publishes there. Do check it out. I'll put the link in the description. Zak, let's go on to the charts of Bitcoin. So Zak, as you can see, Bitcoin had a breakout above the 21 weekly moving average, broke above resistance here as well. Beautiful breakout so far. I mean, what is your view? Do you think Bitcoin is now bottomed and in other words, we're now starting the major move to significantly higher levels? I guess my first question, and if we can cover very quickly, do you think Bitcoin are you quite bullish as plan B is that he thought Bitcoin is going to go to 200K by the end of this year or this year anyway? I think actually more than that. No, he said over 200K. I think he said 250, 270K. Are you as bullish as he is, or do you think something more modest? What is your view overall?
Yeah, something I think a bit more. I mean, that's a great headline grabber, and I mean, there's nothing to say. There's nothing to prevent that happening. This market has its own rules and its own momentum and everything else. But on my charting, I mean, there's a trend channel from the end of 23, I think, which is heading towards $120,000, and that's the target I'm going for. Quite happy with the recent pullback and bounce off old November resistance, or 2024 resistance around 74,000. So it's a nice orderly push to the upside, and basically the 200, 300 is all possible, but at the moment I'm just looking for, and it's my habit to just look for the next step up rather than the whole of the big move, because
Sure.
Otherwise, you can be left holding the baby and look a little bit silly.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep it simple before we go on to XRP. Very briefly, your ideal target for Bitcoin by the end of this year. What do you think?
I think I would go for 150 max. I think that's probably the
115, 115.
150. So
150, 150.
The 120 in the first half of the year, and then 150. I think it's just a sort of an orderly ascent rather than the crazy stuff. And
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. And also I think it could be the case that gold takes a bit of the shine off Bitcoin. So previously people were going to Bitcoin and not buying gold, and I think there might be a bit of a switch. So that might slow it down as well.
That's a very good point as well. Yeah. So that's basically what you're looking for as a potential ideal target. End of the year. Okay, that's really interesting. Thanks very much, Zak. I appreciate that. And let's go on to the chart very briefly of XRP, because I know you're pushed for time, Zak. So try my best to keep. Let's just go to XRP. So XRP also managed something very interesting, Zach. I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm sure you have. XRP pulled back to the 34 and 21 moving averages here in what appears to be a corrective decline. I mean, I said this in the last video. I think there's a high probability that XRP has bottomed, and it does appear to have bottomed here. But do you think so? I guess two questions very briefly. Has XRP bottomed in your view? And what is your likely or ideal target for XRP by the end of this year?
I think it has bottomed, bear track from below the November-December support area, and the nice action with those two moving averages as well, which are both rising. So
yeah,
I think $3.50, $4, that sort of thing by the end of the year, I think would be from where we are now, I think that would be a reasonable target without going crazy, crazy enthusiastic, if you see what I mean.
I see what you're saying there. So in your view, I'm just getting my pen. So you're looking at potential targets near 350. Did you say 380 as well?
$3.50 to $4, that kind of
350 to 4. So those are your end of year targets for XRP.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be the same view as well. I think you're correct, provided XRP stays above the lows, the obvious lows, the panic lows we had in the last several weeks. I think it was the April lows. So as long as we stay above that, I think XRP is potentially a likely bottomed here, and we're looking. I think I agree with your targets as well, 3.5 to 4, and it's nicely managed to hold these levels as well. Zach, thank you very much indeed for joining me in this session with your beautiful voice. And also, guys, do check out Zach's Twitter or X feed. That's again, go and follow him. Please follow him on @Zach's Traders Cafe. You will not be disappointed. You'll find a lot of great material, great research that Zach posts there. So go and check out Zach @Zach's Traders Cafe. I'll put the link there and in the description as well. Thank you very much, Zach. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I am available for voiceover work after comment, so let me know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Zach.